is made for young people with disabilities for other people with disabilities to improve their mental health within sport. We put together a series of workshops called Disability, Wellbeing and Me. These are a series of 3, so we have Disability Mental Health in Me, Disability Identity in Me, and Disability Self-Care in Me.
This programme in partnership with SAMH has many different benefits. Many people with disabilities have difficulties with their mental health and well-being and various aspects of them. And as a group of young people with disabilities ourselves, we sort of understand the challenges and the difficulties that people face. So when we're delivering the sessions, we sort of have a unique understanding and a perspective to sort of show participants that they're not alone, and it's completely normal to feel the way that they do. And I think it's great to sort of be able to create a space where we can share our own experiences with our mental health and well-being, and sort of just create a community approach and create a large discussion around it.
I think being able to draw on our own experiences within the workshops having a disability is really, really important, because you're able to relate to the different people and participants within the workshop. And I think that's a really big piece of feedback that we got, was that we were actually bringing our own stories and they were able to relate and therefore open up a lot more.
So in terms of taking control of that for young people themselves, it was a group of us who reached out to Robert Nesbitt, who works as part of SAMH, and contacted him and asked him if it would be something of value and something that you think would be worthwhile.
I went and met Craig. Craig spoke to me about the importance of mental health within disabilities, or for people with disabilities, and I was really encouraged by that. So Craig hooked me right in.
When it came to designing them, Robert was a great source of advice on how to design them effectively, but all of the content and narrative and experience that's in the workshops completely comes from the young people.
This is an amazing bunch of young, talented, skillful, full of qualities, and they wanted to make a difference to people across the sport and physical activity community. So what I've witnessed within them quite clearly is just that want and thirst to thrive, to understand more about something.
I definitely think my sort of presentation from the first session to the second one, just the belief in myself was a lot better. And I don't know if anything was different, but I just had more confidence in my ability to present. Just developing me as a person has been just unreal.
I think it's had a huge impact. You can see that from the numbers of people who came along to the workshops. I think the huge benefit is it's COVID's kind of created a situation where a lot of people with disabilities struggle even more than they might necessarily. But I think they've not just met the need; they've kind of exceeded so much that people with disabilities are actually getting a huge benefit.
That conversation has continued to grow, and we have now had interest from coaches and other young people who don't have a disability themselves but are working with other young people with disabilities. So the reach and the stretch of this is growing. With working with SAMH and SDS and being part of their charter for mental health and sport, I think that's a really, really important partnership. And I think that we can do a lot with it in the future.
By having sort of this opportunity to speak up and be the voice for young people, it helps us to sort of raise awareness and also ensure that various opportunities are improved for young people with disabilities throughout Scotland.